A WCCO investigation first exposed questionable care by a Minnesota veterinarian after burning a dog so badly it died.
Tonight, that vet's license is suspended due to another care complaint. Bella broke her leg in January. Her owners brought her to their vet in Hastings. But what happened there, the Minnesota Board of Veterinary Medicine says fell below minimum care standards and could have left Bella without one of her legs if another vet didn't step in.
She's a total diva.
It didn't take long for their Yorkie to be crowned the queen in Chris Wasika and his fiancée Emily Hintzman's house.
Come here.
But after what she's been through, they believe she's earned the title. Bella was 9 months old when they let her outside in January. She slipped on the ice and broke her leg.
She had fractured her lower part of her leg straight across, both bones.
Dr. John Woodman at Town and Country Vet in Hastings took over her care. He told Chris and Emily he'd put a pin in the dog's leg to hold the split bone together.
He kept saying he wasn't confident, wasn't comfortable, but he was going to do it anyway.
Dr. Woodman removed Bella's bandage just a few days after her surgery, revealing a new condition.
Now her foot was turned a little bit and bent again where it was broken.
Without any clear answers, they say, from the vet as to what went wrong.
So I asked him again, what are the options? What do we need to do to fix this problem?
During her second surgery, Dr. Woodman strung the pin up through Bella's wrist to heal the break.
This time, they had her in a full bandage and a plastic splint that went all the way from the tip of her toes all the way up to above her elbow.
Emily and Chris would bring Bella back every week to Town and Country to have her bandage changed. Finally, during one appointment, Emily insisted she go in the back room and watch. It's when she spotted a large open sore on Bella's elbow and a bone far from healed.
Right away, I'm like looking at her leg and I'm like, why is her leg crooked? It looked like an S, like went like that, and he looks at it and he goes, that's a great question. I have no idea why her leg is crooked.
She says that's when Dr. Woodman told her part of Bella's bone dissolved, leaving him now with only two options.
He said, oh, well, we can either amputate or you can just let it hang there and dangle.
That's when Emily and Chris left Dr. Woodman's care and brought Bella here to the University of Minnesota for an emergency appointment. They say vets told them Bella had a bad infection in her leg. And paperwork from that day also reveals that the method of care Dr. Woodman used was unusual, not adequate, and not recommended.
I just trusted a professional doctor. I trusted him.
Tom Dunlap and Mary Christensen also went to the U after their Shih Tzus suffered third-degree burns. It was too late for one of their dogs. Kaya died after being hooked up to a heating pad too long during a routine teeth cleaning at Town and Country. At that time, an investigation by the Minnesota Board of Veterinary Medicine discovered John Woodman disposed of the heating pads days after that cleaning and altered Kaya's medical records. Last spring, the board issued a stayed suspension against Woodman and his wife, Julie, his partner at the clinic, requiring them to complete a number of courses to keep their license. Now the board has temporarily suspended his license, saying they received credible information Woodman provided care that fell below the minimum standards of practice and deliberately misled them about what happened to Bella. In a statement, Dr. Woodman's attorney says his client is surprised at the board's actions. Many of the allegations are demonstrably erroneous and will be directly refuted by the medical records and first-hand witness accounts. Dr. Woodman provided quality care and is confident he will be vindicated. Vets at the U used a different method and were able to salvage Bella's leg in yet another surgery. But they say she will always have lasting effects.
No, I don't think they should be in business. The way he has handled this whole situation, you can't even make a care call to say, hey, how is Bella doing?
Emily and Chris are focused now on sharing their story with the belief it will protect other pets from the professional they once trusted.
Emily and Chris paid Town and Country about $4,000 for Bella's surgeries, money they're still trying to get back. Dr. John Woodman goes before the board later this month as he works to get his license back. To check out if your vet has faced any disciplinary action in the past, visit the Board of Veterinary Medicine's website through a link at WCCO.com.